High in the volcanoes of Central Africa, in mist that never really lifts, a giant is waking up. The mountain is cold up here, colder than most of Africa. 8,000 feet up, the air is thin, and every leaf is wet. Somewhere inside the bamboo, something enormous is moving. You can feel it before you see it. He steps out into a clearing, 400 pounds of quiet muscle, soft in the way only something that powerful can afford to be. His eyes open slowly, the way old things open their eyes. He has seen a lot of mornings. His hands are bigger than yours, longer, heavier, 4 times stronger, and 98% the same. The silver saddle on his back is how he got his name. It comes in slowly, year by year, once he turns about 12. He is not alone. A silverback is never alone. His whole world fits in a clearing about the size of a living room. There are mothers. There are infants, small enough to fit in the crook of an arm. There are young ones, already learning how to be gorillas, which is mostly a matter of learning how to be kind. Every one of them has a nose like a fingerprint, no two exactly the same. The trackers who protect them learn the noses first. There are only about 1,000 mountain gorillas left on Earth. Every single one lives on a volcano. His day will be calm. It is almost always calm. For an animal this strong, calm is the whole point. His skull has a bony ridge along the top, anchoring jaw muscles big enough to chew through bamboo like a stick of celery. And yet with all that power, he almost never uses it. Almost every fight a silverback gets into, he wins before it starts. With a look, a posture, a sound. Look into his eyes for a moment, and you will understand why early explorers thought they had found another kind of human. Those creases on his nose? If you photographed every gorilla in his family, no two noses would match. That is how the rangers tell them apart. His arms are longer than his legs, built to walk on knuckles, built to hold whole branches down while he eats the leaves. Those knuckles are almost as thick as leather. He has been walking on them since he could walk at all. Fully grown, he weighs around 400 pounds. A big human is 200. And pound for pound, he is 4 times stronger. But he will almost never hurt you. He eats leaves. He eats stems, shoots, and wild celery. 40 to 75 pounds of green a day. His favorite food is bamboo. Young bamboo shoots, sweet and soft, when the rains come up the mountain in spring. He almost never drinks water. He gets most of what he needs from the plants themselves, soaked in cold mountain dew. His heart beats slower than yours. His breathing is quieter. Everything about him is built for a long, unhurried life. The troop is his. 5 to 30 members, all related in one way or another, all following the same quiet lead. He decides when they wake up. He decides when they eat. When it is time to rest, when it is time to move, when the day is done. The females around him chose him. In gorilla society, it is the females who decide, and the females who leave when they are ready to find a troop of their own. The younger males are called blackbacks because their saddles have not turned silver yet. Most of them will leave someday to start again. The young ones stay. They will grow up watching him, learning the rhythm of a quiet morning, learning how a troop behaves. For now, everyone is just waking up. The clearing is cold. The mist is thick. Breakfast is about to begin. Breakfast, for a mountain gorilla, looks nothing like yours. He reaches for the nearest stalk, wild celery maybe, or a tender shoot of bamboo. He strips the tough outer stem with his teeth. The inside is soft, sweet, cold, and full of water. He chews slowly. The pace of a gorilla's meal is the pace of the whole day. Nothing is hurried up here. Around him, the troop is doing the same thing. Quietly, privately, each one picking through the greenery in their own patch. There is no competition. There is enough here for everyone. The mountain is generous, if you know what to eat. He knows more than 150 different plants on this mountain. Which ones to eat, which ones to leave alone, which ones to use when somebody is sick. A mountain gorilla's diet is almost entirely green: leaves, stems, pith, bark. A few flowers, a few fruits when the season allows. He will even eat stinging nettles, the kind that would blister your skin. His leathery hands don't feel them. His stomach handles them just fine. The leaves are soaked. The mist gives water. Most days on this mountain, every single plant is slightly damp from the morning clouds. When the rain comes harder, the troop hunches over. Gorillas don't like rain much. They will sit it out, backs turned, waiting. Then the sun comes back through the mist, and they go right back to eating as if nothing happened. Every so often, the silverback lets out a low, soft sound from somewhere deep in his chest. The scientists call it a belch vocalization. It means, I am here. I am content. Everything is fine. Gorillas have about 25 different sounds they use with each other. Grunts, hums, barks, rumbles, whines. Most of them are quiet. A troop of gorillas, eating in the forest, is one of the quietest large groups of animals you will ever hear. They don't need to shout. They are close together. They all know each other. A glance is usually enough. The silverback hums, low and steady, as he eats. The females hum back. The infants chirp. It is a kind of conversation without words. And through all of it, the silverback watches. Not nervously, just present. If anything changes, he will know first. There is no real danger up here on most days. Not on his mountain. Not in this century, at least. The dangers he faces are quieter than they used to be. His home has a name: the Virunga Mountains. 6 volcanoes that straddle 3 countries: Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. 3 of the volcanoes are active, though only quietly most years. The mountain breathes warm air out of the earth, while the cold air sits above. The forest is Afro-montane, thick, layered, always wet. Vines and moss and bamboo and giant lobelias that look like alien plants. Some of those plants only exist here. Some of them are 10 feet tall. Some of them are thousands of years old, quietly and stubbornly. And the fog. The fog hangs in the trees almost all day. You could stand 10 feet from a silverback up here and never see him if he wanted you not to. A little south there is a second home, a forest the Ugandans call Bwindi, which means impenetrable. About half of all mountain gorillas live there. The rest live in the Virungas. The troop lives between 8 and 13,000 feet, up in the clouds most days, down a little when the weather gets rough. At that altitude, the nights are cold. The gorillas don't mind cold. Their fur is thick and black and built for it. Each hair is long, coarse, water-resistant. Mountain gorillas are the hairiest of all the gorilla species, shaggier than their lowland cousins to the west because they need to be. When it rains hard, they sit under a tree and wait. When the sun comes out, they sprawl on their backs like big black bean bags and soak it up. The skin on their palms and the soles of their feet is thick, leathery, and cracked. Everything a mountain animal needs to move across wet rock and moss. They walk on their knuckles, slowly, always. A full day's travel is maybe half a mile, a short loop to the next feeding patch and back again. When he does decide it is time to move, it happens without a word. The silverback stands up. The others look. And in a minute, they are all walking. He goes first. The females follow. The juveniles follow them, looking around at everything. The blackbacks bring up the rear. They follow old paths, paths the troop itself made, flattened by generations of knuckle walking. The same routes, year after year. Every troop has its own home range, a loop through the forest 10 to 15 square miles wide. He knows every inch of it. He could walk it in his sleep, and some nights he practically does. Different troops overlap a little. They will pass close sometimes without fighting. Gorilla territories are not hard borders. They are soft ones. The troop moves maybe 100 yards, and then the silverback sits down again. That is close enough for now. Midday for a gorilla is for resting. The big meal is over. The sun, if there is any, is warm enough to lie in. He rolls onto his back. His feet stick up a little. The silver on his back catches the light. He closes his eyes halfway. This is his favorite part of the day. Not the work of eating, not the watching, just being warm and full with his family nearby. A few yards away, a mother is asleep on her back. Her baby is lying across her chest, rising and falling with her breathing. A juvenile yawns so wide you can see every tooth. It is not a threat. Nobody takes it as one. It is just a yawn, the same yawn you do on a full stomach. Some of them actually nap. Short naps, 20 minutes maybe. It is the one time of day you can watch a silverback close his eyes on purpose. The young ones do not nap. They never nap. While the grown-ups rest, the juveniles play. And gorilla play looks a lot like human play. They chase each other. They wrestle carefully. They roll down slopes on purpose, the way children roll down hills on purpose, for no reason other than the way it feels. They climb up little trees and fall out of them. They climb back up. It is practice, but it is not serious practice. It is the kind of practice you do for fun. They swing on branches, not nearly as well as their chimpanzee cousins, but well enough. A mountain gorilla has the body of a bear and the soul of a kid.
Sometimes two of them go charging across a clearing at top speed, shoulder to shoulder. Then they collapse laughing. Yes, gorillas laugh. A panting sound, wheezy, happy. The silverback, half asleep, watches without moving. One eye opens, one eye closes. He remembers being young. The smallest member of the troop was born only a few months ago. She weighs 4 pounds, about the weight of a bag of sugar. Her mother carries her everywhere, on her chest, clinging to the fur for the first 4 months, on her back once she can hold on well enough. Gorilla babies drink milk for about 3 years. They stay close to their mother for 4, sometimes 5, before she has another. Her eyes are enormous, dark, wet, wide. Almost every human who sees a baby gorilla for the first time says the same thing. They look like us. Her mother grooms her, slowly, gently, finger by finger through the fur. Gorilla grooming is less frequent than chimpanzee grooming, but more tender. It is less about bugs, it is more about bonding. Every few minutes, the mother looks down to check on her. Every few minutes, the infant looks up to check back. The looking is how they stay in love. Around 6 months, she starts trying to walk. It is not graceful. Her arms are too long for her legs. She tips forward onto her face and rolls. She tries again. She tips again. Her mother watches. No one picks her up, because no one is worried. The grass is soft. The world is small. There is time. This is how every gorilla learns everything. By trying. By failing. By trying again. By being watched quietly by someone bigger. She watches her mother pick leaves. She reaches for the same leaves. She puts them in her mouth, spits them out, reaches again. This is how she will learn what to eat. In 5 years, she will know which plants are food, which ones are medicine, which ones to leave alone. No one will teach her with words. She will just be there while her mother lives, and she will know. The entire education of a gorilla is just this: being near the adults for long enough to become one. Every so often, the silverback stands up on 2 legs. He puffs out his chest. He cups his hands. And he beats them against it, not hard but fast in a rapid drumbeat. It is the most famous sound in the animal kingdom, and it is almost never aggressive. A chest beat is more like an announcement, a signature, a way of saying, "I am here, and this is who I am." The hollow thump of a gorilla's chest carries more than a mile through the forest. Other troops hear it. Other silverbacks hear it. Everybody updates their map of the mountain. And almost always, that is enough. 2 silverbacks who can hear each other rarely need to meet each other. The mountain is big. There is room for everyone. When silverbacks do meet, they usually just stare. Each one sizes the other up. Each one considers, slowly, whether a fight is really worth it. Almost every time, they decide it is not. The chest beat finishes. The silverback lowers himself back onto all fours. He goes back to the leaves he was chewing. Nothing has happened. Nothing needed to. For most of human history, we did not know this animal existed. The first European record of a mountain gorilla was in 1902, 120-odd years ago. A German captain, hunting in the Virungas, shot one. He shipped the skull and the skin back to Berlin. That was the moment they went from legend to catalog. After that, almost everyone who came to meet them came with a gun. The skins went to museums. The bones went to collectors. A terrible start. By the 1960s, mountain gorillas were nearly gone. A few hundred left, in two small pockets of two tiny countries, hunted and caught and hemmed in. Then, in 1967, a young American woman went up the mountain by herself. Her name was Dian Fossey. She stayed for 18 years. She lived in a tin hut in the rain. She got to know the gorillas one, by their faces, by their noses, by their personalities. She gave them names. She watched families rise and fall. She watched infants grow up. She watched one silverback, called Digit, walk out to meet her every day for years. And when the poachers came, she fought them. With petitions, with rangers, with her own hands. Not everyone appreciated it. In 1985, she was killed in her cabin on the mountain she had saved. What she started did not stop. The scientists stayed. The rangers stayed. The gorilla families kept being watched, kept being counted, kept being protected. Today, a small army of rangers walks the Virungas every morning. They know every troop. They know every nose. Some of them have been walking these same paths for 30 years. A handful of tourists walk with them. They pay generously for 1 hour in the presence of a troop. That money pays the rangers, and the rangers keep the gorillas alive. It is a strange, beautiful exchange. The tourists stand 7 meters away. They wear masks because a gorilla can catch a human cold and die from it. They stay quiet. They leave. And the troop goes back to being a troop. In 1981, there were about 240 mountain gorillas left. It looked, to most people, like the end of a species. And then, slowly, the count started going up. 5 more. 10 more. 20 more. New infants every spring. By the 2010s, there were more than 500. By the last full census, in 2018, there were more than 1,000. And every census since has been bigger than the last. Mountain gorillas are the only great ape in the world whose population is growing. Everyone else, chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans, lowland gorillas, is losing ground. Only the mountain gorilla is winning. Up here on the Silverback's mountain, the sun is starting to lean. The long gold light slants across the forest. Time, slowly, to think about sleep. Gorillas have a beautiful relationship with the end of the day. They do not rush it. They do not resist it. They simply notice. The light is softer now, and they begin to make a bed. Every gorilla, every night, builds a new nest from scratch. Not a nest of sticks like a bird. A nest of leaves, soft, flattened, woven. They pick a spot on the ground. They bend branches inward. They tuck vines under. They pile leaves into a circle about their own size. It takes maybe 5 minutes. The silverback makes his on the ground. He is too heavy for trees. The younger ones sometimes go up into a low tree and build theirs in a fork of branches. When his nest is ready, he lowers himself into it. The leaves press down around him. The mountain smells like wet soil. He lays his head on one enormous forearm. Around him, his troop is doing the same thing, each one building their own little bed. No one too far from anyone else. The mother with the tiny infant lies down last. The baby is already asleep against her chest. She settles herself around her, like a parenthesis. The light drops slowly. The birds go quiet. The mist, which left for a few hours, is easing back in. The silverback's eyes are closed. His chest rises, falls, rises, falls. He will sleep for 12 hours tonight, maybe 13. He has earned it. The mountain holds them. The volcano, somewhere below, breathes warm air into the earth. The cold settles on the leaves. Nothing else moves. There are only about 1,000 of them in the world. Tonight, every single one is asleep in a nest they made themselves. On a mountain in Africa, under an African sky. Tomorrow, he will wake up slowly. He will eat leaves. He will rest. He will watch over his family. A mountain gorilla does not ask for much. Rest well. The silverback is resting too. The mountain is quiet. And on it, a family of giants is sleeping, safe, for another night.